Okay, you guys, I saw this. Do you see this? The little baby geese. Hi, little babies. Y'all digging in the dumpster. Aww. I know some people think these are, they don't like geese. I cooked a goose for Christmas once. I had a Charles Dickens Christmas theme and made everybody wear the Charles Dickens outfits. And I did a goose. And they are yummy. Very fatty. Do you see? Let me see if I can blow this up. Oh, yeah. Look at the 3 little babies. Most birds mate for life. I know penguins. See, there's the poopy. Everybody hates the poopy part. But, I mean, and I think it's illegal. Oh, I see now. Sorry for the dizzy. Somebody's feeding them, right? Or no, wait. No, that's tree droppings, I guess. But isn't that precious, little babies? The Lord is good. I was actually gonna get back on here. My other 2 videos aren't even uploaded yet. Takes forever, but 2 miracles, y'all, already. I get out of the house. I think they're miracles. For one thing, the nutrition lady was closed or didn't have the weight gain that I ran out of, and she called me back. She's like, and I was on my way to GNC to find something there, and she's right up the road, really, pretty much, and she called me while I was on my way there and said, she said she found one. So I got to come back here and get that and see these little geesey babies and family. And then, but before that, I had gone to a chiropractor that I had seen here 2 years ago because of my hip, because of the internal shingles that I didn't know I had, and they couldn't fix me. And I would be like crying. I'm like, I thought you could help me. And they go, we'll help you. We'll fix this. Because they're very sweet. 2 women, Luckett and Buckley or something, I think, chiropractic. And they've been doing this for 40 years. They're very holistic. But chiropractors can't get rid of knots. Okay? So, I'm just saying. Hi, kitties. Oh, one little baby is sitting on the sidewalk. Oh. Anyway, then I went in there to get some soap and you can get this soap on Amazon, but they're kind of up the road from me. So, and then it even said they're closed, but it was 5:45, and I thought, you know what, maybe I didn't click on them to see their hours. And I was thinking, well, maybe they are open till 6, but they're just saying they're closed, right? So I'm going to go ahead and just call. And while I was on my way, which I should have called first or checked it out first. So, but she did answer the phone and I said, hi, are you closed or are you closing at 6? Because they don't close at a normal hour. I've gone in there at 7 before. So, and I haven't seen him in a long time, like over a year. Anyway, I've been meaning to tell them, get back with them and say, hey, look, I had internal shingles. That's why you couldn't fix it. And da-da-da. Well, I'm pissing people off right now. So anyway, then, she asked me about this biolab spill that we had over here. If anybody ever heard about that, that was all over the news. And United States wise, this biolab that was near me, it was not super near, but anyway, the smoke drifted a long ways. And she's telling me how so I went in for some soap. She's like, well, we're closed. What does the Google say? We're open? And I go, no, they say you're closed, but I just didn't see what time. She goes, yeah, because we closed at noon. She said, I just happened to be here and answer the phone. We're having a meeting, she said. a meeting about this biolab thing that we're going to be having a meeting about tomorrow from a scientist who hasn't been paid off. And we're all going to blah, blah. So I'm like, oh, well, maybe I'll go. I said, I've been getting texts. She's like, they're probably from us. I'm like, oh, well, I haven't read them. Maybe they are. So but they were from them telling everybody, because their patients have been coming in. She said 3 of them have passed out, just plumb passed out. And she said all their patients, they've been doing this for 40 years, all their patients have been suffering severe fatigue. Okay, so I went in, I said, well, can I just come by that soap? It's called Miracle. And in the back it says, rejoice. If you want to look it up on Amazon, it's a process of soap that I've looked it up, and it's kind of debatable, hokey pokey stuff. Not hokey pokey, that kind, but like hokey sounding. But it's some process they do with this soap that's sort of like pH balanced and everything. And I do love it. My hair is very weird. It feels like dog hair sometimes, you know, when you try to give a dog a bath and you're putting the water on them and then the water just kind of beads off. That's how I feel like my hair is. It takes forever to get it. And then not just any moisturizer or conditioner, not just any kind of shampoo. Is my hair may look fried a lot of times, but it's not fried. It's just frizzy and these actually. So anyway, this soap is all kinds. Sorry, pups. You can do the hair, the face, the body. Anyway, it's green, bright green, emerald green. And she's like, okay, yeah, we'll get you some soap. So I went in there, and then when she went over with me, all this stuff. And I didn't care about that because I'm like, you know what? My shingles thing kicked in before that. And not only that, because I didn't know I had shingles. And then a year later, my eye got shingles, internal shingles. So then when that was diagnosed, I Googled what internal shingles is about, and it attacks the nerves. And then I put 2 and 2 together. I'm like, that's probably what I had back then. So then I haven't gotten a chance to tell those doctors that that's really what it was. And then, so I wasn't really interested in the biolab. So on the phone while I'm talking to her driving there, and I was telling her about the shingles thing. She goes, well, I have a doctor that can get the shingles out of you. I'm like, well, you know, it won't show up on blood work past 3 days of being flared up. She goes, she doesn't use blood. She uses, her name is Xenia or Xenia. But a lady in the office there, she had a relative with lupus, and the lady cured her lupus. So my chiropractor is telling me she'll get the shingles out of your body. No vaccine, no nothing. You don't need the shingles thing. What she does is she tests you. She doesn't test your blood. She tests your cells. Some kind of cellular. I mean, she was busy. I didn't get clear. I didn't ask many questions. So the initial test to see what's in your system, like shingles or whatever else. I don't know if that test, the cellular test, covers everything and tells you what your cellular levels are supposed to be according to human nature. And then maybe it tells you everything that's wrong compared to the normal natural way. Or maybe like blood work, you have to pick which blood work test you want to test the blood for. So I don't know that, but she said that she's going to do this cellular test, and then with holistic something, I did ask, I'm like, you mean herbals and whatever? And I forgot what she said. I don't think she uses that. She uses something magnetic. I don't remember if that's even what I heard, but isn't that miraculous? I go in there for some soap. Oh, and everything was shut down, so I couldn't buy it because I have a credit card, no cash. She's like, well, do you have cash? Because everything's shut down. I can't use the credit card. And I'm like, no, I don't. And it's like 20-ish. She couldn't remember the price anyway, so she said, and it's a bottle, like maybe 32 ounces. So anyway, for about $150 is the initial test, testing your cellular something to see what's in your system. And this is the same doctor they used to test their cellular levels of their employees and their patients, that ended up showing that all of the patients that were having these malfunctions from this biolab spill, the test from this Dr. Zenia was showing they all had those same chemicals that were spilled at that biolab. And now they're having a town hall meeting tomorrow. So we're probably all going to sign something like a petition maybe and try to get some compensation. I don't know what it's about really. I don't know why they're doing a town hall meeting, but I'll support that. I don't think I got injured personally. I can't say I have fatigue, but I have an appetite problem. I know that, but that's always kind of, yeah. So anyway, I did call my realtor. I didn't call her, but I left her a text and a message because I remember she said, I couldn't get out of my house today. She went to raise the garage door to leave and saw all the smoke, and she closed her door and went back inside. And she said that it was messing with her. It was. And she was very afraid of it. And so I texted her, and I texted my sister that lives in town here. My sister doesn't want to make it, but I don't know if my sister ever had any problems with this. But the fact remains still, though, that this Zenia doctor, if she can correct lupus in you, and she can correct shingles virus that will always live in me, in us that have had chicken pox, but it stays dormant, and then she can test and see that it's living in you, and then she can get it out. So that initial test is $150, and then the treatment after that is, the doctor was guessing, she's like, I'd say spend about $400 or $500. Well, you know, I said, well, maybe my ex can help me on this, with this, but you know, think about that cost compared to any doctor visits, whatever's wrong with you that needs to be healed or fixed. Instead, you get some kind of biocellular test and treatment that can get rid of it. To me, that money is far cheaper than any pharmacia garbage, and maybe even some holistic things that cannot really fix something like that. Lupus is cancer, a form of cancer. So maybe all cancers. You know, like I said, they were closed. And not like they can go into all this with me. And, but I'm going to call that doctor. She gave me the number of the doctor. And then, make an appointment. And she'll explain it all the rest. And I just think that's a miracle. And then these little miracles like this, I could have gone to GNC. I don't trust GNC. This lady's a holistic lady, and I guess this is the only brand she sells, but I trust her choices. And so God opened that door for me from a little-ish, because I could have waited till tomorrow. Actually, she wasn't going to have it tomorrow either. She has to place the order. And the one I bought last week, that was her last canister, and she still has, she's just a small, you know, and I don't know when she would have gotten it again. Maybe God doesn't want me getting it from GNC, so by the time this runs out, she'll have some more ordered for me, if I even need it by then. But I could have gone to GNC. That's you know, you can look at it like God improvised for me and made a way so I can go to GNC. But then he changed it. He's like, no, I don't want you going there. I want you to go back. She calls me and said, hi, I just got off the phone with you. I found another. So I have one. Come and get it if you want it. So I did. And then all the way up to something as serious as cancer in other people, lupus. I mean, shingles is really bad. That's terrible. It's not cancer, but it doesn't need to be living in my body. And I don't know about these vaccines yet. I know my ex did get the shingles vaccine, and that is for internal and external. And he lives in Hawaii, and he does see that the good doctors, I don't know his name, but I remember my ex did have COVID, and I was looking into going out to Hawaii back then when he had COVID. I was looking into taking my dog, and how hard would it be to travel to Hawaii and with my dog, and all the shots and stuff at the vet I would have. And there were only, that was in Texas, and there was only 2 vets in that whole big metroplex that did animals. You know, Hawaii and China are the 2 most difficult to travel with pets. They require horrible standards to allow your pet into their state. China, their country. Well, Hawaii isn't a country, but China and Hawaii. And it's very hard. Your dog has to go through a lot. So I'm like, I hope you don't die, because I can't come out there and help you. And besides that, if I did, I'm pulling into a store. Yeah, Bob, okay. I'm like, yes. Okay, wait right here. I'll be right back. So I was telling him, I'm like, well, what if I get it and I die and my dog is an orphan again? I mean, I'm not doing that to him. And what? But anyway, I'm like, I was trying to go out there and help him. Even though he did have a good doctor, he had the doctor that gave him the Cucoswin or whatever these things are, and the good whatever vitamin D. And I was asking him, read it off to me, and he sent me the paper that had the list and the stuff on this. And I'm like, you're in good hands. I mean, if you're gonna survive this, God knows your death date. You're in good hands. That doctor is doing the good healthy thing. And I think he even said the doctor prays with him. Yeah, the doctor prays with him. So when he said he got the shingles shot after he found out that I found out what I had, and now because he's like 9 years older than I am, so he's thinking, I could get shingles, I want to know. So I said, so your doctor that treated you for that gave you that vaccine for shingles? And there's several of them. And he said, yes. And I said, he didn't tell you that it could be bad? I mean, he says, I said, well, if you find out which one I don't remember the whole spiel, but I'm not like trying to run off and go get myself for this. So it's not like I pushed the deal. And maybe that doctor didn't have that right in his office. Maybe he told my ex to go somewhere and get this certain kind. But still, I don't, even if it was harmless, I think, don't they use fetal tissue? I don't want that. So anyway, I'm just saying, isn't this miraculous that I get this information? I get my weight gain down to small things up to a big thing. And because I did have another bout, I tried that tea, and remember, you've got to catch it within the 3 days. So that tea that I shared in another video wasn't really making my hips feel better. It wasn't my eye. It usually comes in my hips. And then so I'm like, I can't chance this 3-day thing. I've already probably missed the 3-day because I forgot about it. And I'm like trying to, just endure it. And then I realized, ding, this is probably flaring up again. And now I've waited more than 3 days. I went ahead and took the antiviral pills for 10 days, 3 times a day. So, but anyway, testimony here. Okay, love you guys. God bless you. Bye.